Hello, what's up everyone? I think I'll wait a couple minutes before getting too deep on this I'll just wait for people to show up. But while we're waiting, since I'm here alone right now, I don't know if you remember, but in March, I made a video with Wyatt from Grant Stone, and he brought me this beer, and I just found it in our fridge here. So I think I'll have to crack this open while I'm hanging out waiting for you guys. Looks a little dirty. Maybe I'll wait to do this one. Actually, that's pretty gross. Oh, there's like spider webs in there. I kind of want to drink it though. Hang on one sec. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about Capone, and I'll answer all your questions because a lot of people pick these up. I gotta dust it off. Don't want to be drinking dirt. But about an hour and a half ago, we launched this brand new wallet that I'm super excited about. So I'd love to answer any questions that you guys might have about this and show you all the different like crazy fancy stuff that I have here. But I really want to drink this beer. Let me rinse this off and wipe it down. Be right back. Secret beer. We've done a mystery box before, but this is going to be a mystery beer. It's pretty gross hiding in the fridge for, how many months has it been? 8 months? So hopefully this beer, I'm sure this is still good. But Wyatt brought me this one from where their workshop is for Grant Stone, from Round Barn Brewery. Beer patina. And if you haven't seen one of these live chats before recently, I've been doing them on this iPad, and the chat like disappears, so I can't see some old chats here. But the French MC, Jason, Max, Marco, Floyd, Rich, yeah, it's a Kolsch. So thanks for coming to hang out. Floyd says that Western Natural Shell Capone is sick, and I'm looking at 2 of them right here. So let's cheers to you guys. It's only a couple hours before Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving. And let me show you what we were just talking about there. That is awesome. It tastes like patina. I'm trying not to get any water on this guy. But not only is that Western Natural, I think I might have mislabeled. I think this is whiskey and this is natural. You can kind of see that the whiskey's a little bit more yellow and golden. So it's got whiskey on the inside, and then this piece, take a look at that sheen. It's sometimes hard for me to like fully capture all these, but this piece right here, Amir made a few special Capones here. And this one, he did a hand glazing on that reverse natural. Check out how sweet that is. I've been kind of into the, we call it hand glazing, like that. Because the regular reverse stuff is like, I have these two. I think these sold out first, surprisingly. This is the regular reverse. And see how it has like a subtle bit of life to it? It's nowhere near the like polished glassiness of this guy. So I've been really into the hand glaze stuff, and I think we're gonna do more little private stocks of that. But so somebody was commenting about this, and this was a few of these like totally blew me away, and I mean it's a new model, so like all of them kind of blow me away. But I'm still at the end of the day, like I'm just a sucker for the leather. So the wallet is almost like a vessel to carry the leather for me, so I can experience all of them. But yeah, I loved this one. Let me show you the other one. So this one had that really cool measuring machine stamp. The other one has a measuring machine stamp too, but it's not the same. So here's what the other one looks like. We've got that Western Natural on the outside with, I think I may have mislabeled this. This looks like whiskey for sure, right? It's like a little bit more yellow and golden, where the natural has like a little bit more orange to it. But that's really badass. The polished in reverse shell like that. It's pretty sweet. So I'm really happy with that. And there were two others that blew me away. I think this one might even still be available, but this is the Kia, and Kia is not like a color that Horween will regularly make, and it's this sort of like pale green. I don't know. It's pale green is probably the best way to call it, but it really looks like the reverse black. That sort of like, I don't know, fatigue green paleness. That's pretty sweet too. And the other one that I really liked, that I don't think I captured, like it's so much better in person, like all these are, but this tumbled color 8 is crazy. Yeah, Floyd, you and I are on the same page, man. This, and even on my screen here, it looks like so much more deep in person. It kind of looks hazy on the screen here. It's like not. It's kind of like how a suede has like a nap and you see one direction over the other. What's up, Andrew? This is the new wallet that I've been carrying. Yeah, so I kind of teased it, and I'm still carrying this guy. So this is English Tan, and this was the first prototype, and I didn't want to show it yet because we actually didn't know if we'd be able to make enough to launch it in time. I really wanted to have it launch right now. And it seems like people have been waiting for this because it's only been less than 2 hours, and I think about 50 of them have sold, which is really nuts. That's like a lot. That's a lot of wallets. But we've been hustling, and most of the team has just been making these for the last week. We actually did. So speaking of Grant Stone and Wyatt, who gave me this beer. Speaking of them, I offered him some to do a launch for them because I thought it'd be fun to sort of share like a new product with Wyatt and Grant Stone. I really like them. In fact, I'm wearing my diesel boots right now in the natural. They call it the Dune. I really like it. But the thing is about this money clip. Now, be curious to hear if you guys had any concerns, because my worry for this one was we've never really done an exterior slot like this before. And I was worried that it would fall out, but it totally doesn't fall out. And we're at high stakes here because it's a live thing, so I can't really take this back. But, you know, the 3 cards right there are not going anywhere. And then the other side, I have 1. So here's the trick for everybody that's picked up one of these. Don't put, I think I said it in the video. So if you start off, let's say you start off with 3 cards. Let me take my stuff out so I don't show my credit card and driver's license. But basically the gist is if you start off with a bunch of cards and then slim down, you're not going to be really happy. So I'll try to demo that for you here. So this is the side I had 3 on, and here's the side I had 1. So if I slim down from 3 to 2, let's see what that looks like. And I'll put the 2 in here. So it fits pretty well, but I think if you tilt it, yeah, they fall out. So the leather's going to conform around the stuff you put inside of it. It's even worse with 1. So anybody that's picking these up, don't slim it down. In fact, on the outside, I noticed when I've been using this, I'm not going out very much, but if I go to the grocery store, I notice that I'll want to use the outside cards more often. They're more accessible. So I would probably suggest even just doing like 1 card on each side, like maybe your main credit card and your driver's license, and then maybe add another. But you never really want to go 3 and then down to 1 or 2. It really molds around there. So that would be a concern. And the other thing is see these little they're not abrasions, but these little raised sections here, right here. That's from my credit cards pushing up. So if you have, somebody pointed out in the comments already on one of the videos, that a lot of credit cards are etched, so they don't really have those raised numbers. But if you do have the raised numbers, just flip it backwards would be my suggestion. So you don't really get, you can keep that sort of like clean, smooth exterior look, which I like. And I didn't think of that until after using it. So I'm trying to share some of this experience before you guys get yours. But I've never really been like, I've always loved the Herbie. So here's the Herbie I wore for a long time, the raw shell, which I still love the Herbie. And I like this too. But I've always been a back pocket wallet kind of guy, and I don't know why. I think it's just like ever since I had my first wallet as a kid, I would always put it in my back pocket, and that habit has never really changed. So I'm still wearing this in a back pocket, but I think this is more appropriate for a front pocket. So even me wearing it in my back pocket, I can't believe how much I like this. It's just very, very easy to use. So the cards on the outside is great, super quick to get cards in and out of. And then the cash, I'm surprised at how much I like this money clip concept of just how easy it is to use and how well it holds it in place. So I'm really happy. I think you guys have been interested in this too, based on how many people picked one up today. So we got a bunch of different crazy colors, and then we sort of have like our standard colors too, which I also really like. But what I'm trying to do is I think I've gotten the message that a lot of people are collecting and they want to experience the leather the same reason that I started doing all this stuff anyways. They want to experience all the different leathers and colors and stuff. What's up, Kevin? Kevin says, how about Europeans? Any EU bill versions coming? Yeah, I should do that, right? And we have a lot, and I'm always surprised at how many people in Asia really like our stuff too. So I should make an international version. The challenge, and we went through many iterations making this one. It seems like a kind of a simple thing, but nothing's ever as simple as I think it's going to be. It's like until you start getting in there and start trying it, it's hard to know. So you'll notice that this is significantly wider than a credit card. In fact, you can see where my credit card indents on the outside here. And we had to do that because a dollar bill, a US dollar, is taller than a credit card. So down with that. So here's a $2 bill and a credit card. So you can see the dollar's a little wider. I think on some of those taller notes, we'll try it for sure. But on some of those taller notes, the width and height of the bill might make it so the card doesn't sit nicely, and we'll have to come up with a strategy to handle that. And we'll figure it out. But I definitely want to do some more international stuff because I'd say about a quarter of our business is non-Americans, which is really great. And I want you guys to experience all the stuff that I want to experience. So that's a good question. And my chat disappeared. I really like this iPad for live streaming. What's up, Guillermo? Max says, sort of looks like tumbled verdigris Kia. So I think you're probably talking about this guy. This is the Kia, and the tumbled verdigris is, if you tumble this, that's what tumbled verdigris is. So you're spot on. The tumbled verdigris actually came first, and then Skip saw that color and he thought it was really nice, and then tried to make it without tumbling it. So it was kind of like, we always liked the reverse black color, which is like a really fascinating green. And that's just like the migrated black dyes from shell cordovan in a barrel of water. And we always really thought that was cool. This sort of like the way copper ages when it gets older, it's called verdigris. And we just thought that was really neat. So he did the same concept on the shell to match that, and then tumbled it because he thought it would look more like the Statue of Liberty or something like that. So that's a really keen eye. They're intended to be the same, but one is smooth and one is tumbled. That's a good question. So let's see what else I got. Okay, I showed you the crazy ones. I probably shouldn't have started crazy first. I showed you mine, English tan. I really, really like it. Like surprised at how much I like it. I'd say that's my second favorite wall now. I still love the Herbie, but I'm just like super biased. Dan wore this one, and we'll talk a little bit more about the hand glazed stuff. Dan wore this, and like this is the reverse shell. Just look how nice the patina develops on that. And this, a lot of people properly notice that veg tan leathers sort of do this, and the shell cordovan is also veg tanned. And I think for me, that's like one of the coolest things is just how the sheen, the luster changes on it, and then how the color has changed a bit. French MC says, is the tumbled shell going to be something Horween keeps producing? I don't know. That's sort of like I haven't worked at Horween now for a year, but I do talk to my friend Nick and my friend Skip pretty frequently. I'd imagine. So here's the. I'll just get real. The amount of use for the tumbled shells and even something like the marbled shells, it like doesn't really make sense to make a shoe out of it. It's like a little too crazy for a shoe, but I think for like a leather accessory, it's awesome. But most of the market for shell cordovan is actually for footwear. Places like Alden and Allen Edmonds and Viberg, they don't. And it's hard for them to make a consistent shoe out of the tumbled shells and the marbled shells. So I would imagine that the tumbled stuff and the marbled stuff is going to be a little bit more limited all the time. And Kevin, you asked a really good question. Kevin said, when did you leave Horween? I missed that. So, and why did I leave? In October last year, I left Horween. I believe it was like October 20th or something. And it's sort of like a bittersweet thing because obviously I love the leather, but Ashland was sort of just taking off. And I felt like I could bring a lot of value, perhaps more value to, it's corny, to the world, but like perhaps more value to like me sharing leather with the world, doing Ashland full time than me doing Horween full time. So when I left, there were 6 employees of Ashland, and now that I've become full time here at Ashland, we have 9 people. So we've grown quite a bit. We've probably grown about 50% even in a pandemic. And I think it's because a lot of stuff like what I'm doing with you right now is talking on YouTube. But I worked at Horween for 14 years and I loved it. I had a hard time leaving. It's something that I had thought about for years, but I never really like didn't want to work there. I still want to work there. And a lot of people turns out want to work at that tannery. It's just fun to be a part of something that people enjoy, like all the different leathers they make, football, the cordovan, the chrome excel, the Dublin, and they have so many different leathers. So it was like it didn't start as something I thought I would get so interested in deep in, but I ended up developing just such a love for the leather. And I think it's because I got to hang out with Skip Horween every day, and we would look at leather together and just talk about it and enjoy it together. So I developed over those 14 years just like a huge passion and started making the wallets, and I think this was sort of like a natural progression. I've always liked creation, and I wasn't in a role there that was like the level of creation that I liked. It was a lot more of a role that was like supplemental, like I was a support role at Horween, and I like making videos, I like making wallets, I like making music, I just like creating stuff. So I think this is sort of like a natural progression for me to come do Ashland full time. Guillermo says, was able to pick one up. It's a perfect wallet. I've been on the look for, slim and holds cash. Yeah. But I'm really glad that you picked one up, and thank you, Guillermo, for supporting us. And I see a couple other names in here that I think have picked them up. So thanks everybody that's picked one up. Yeah, Ashland started on my couch and in my business partner's dining room. So it sort of just grew into its own thing. which is crazy. It's, um, like it's sort of like entrepreneurial American dream thing, I guess, where you can sort of make things happen. And but it's for us, it's never really. I mean, if it was about the money, I would have left Horween and blow a ton of money on ads and stuff and just try to grow as fast as possible. But we haven't really done any of that. All we do is make the stuff that we like and try to share the passion for the leather with everybody else. And it seems like we found a lot of people that are of a like mind. So it's kind of it's we're very lucky to have found you guys. Thanks, Kevin, and cheers. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I think about the first Fat Herbie I made. I was just like sitting on my couch, and I bought a book. This is like quite a bit. So this is 2010. In 2010, I started looking into like how I can make stuff out of leather, and I found a book on Tandy leather. And this was even before like Tandy. Most people knew. I guess Tandy's been around a long time, but they had a kit, and there was like one kit that existed in the world for hand sewing leather, and I bought the kit that had kind of some cheap tools and a little bit of thread and some wax and a book. And I read the book and I followed all the book about and then I would follow how to do all the stuff, and I would just do that on my couch. The first wallet I made was like I liked the idea of like an envelope or envelope, and I thought it'd be cool to do like a flap wallet that would close in an envelope. So I had this design that sort of looked like a really small envelope that would hold credit cards, and I made that, just figured it out on my own. And then we started doing the Herbie, and it was a really interesting timing. So made this guy, which is sort of like the thought process was like, well, how big is a passport and what would fit in a pocket? So like I got some jeans back here. So if you look at this pocket, it's roughly the size of the pocket. So I was like, well, what's gonna fit in a back pocket? Because I love back pocket wallets. And then it was sort of an accident how nice the Herbie turned out, because it's just the best back pocket wallet. And that's because of the content, or the way that the contents are spread out across these card slots. So we're not stacking these cards on top of each other. You're just spreading out over more surface area. It just makes for a thinner back pocket wallet. But the timing for me coming up with this was really great, because I was still working at Horween, and I would see a lot of the customers that would come in, and every now and then we would get buyers for department stores across the world and even small boutiques and stuff. And they were trying to source the next best thing. And there were these two gentlemen that came in from Japan, and they were buyers for a company called Ships. And Ships is a really cool store in Asia that you should check out. I think it's shipsco.ltd or something, or .jp. But they came in and they saw me using this and Nick Horween using this wallet. And then they bought a few hundred of them from us before we were even a company. So that they sort of launched us, and they sold out their first round in Japan, and then they ordered again from us. And I think we did like 3 rounds of Cordovan Herbies with them, and they really like jump started our business. And at that point, Dan and I mean, right now it's still working a lot. Right now it's 8:20, and we would work, all day, all night. We would work at Horween and then go home and make wallets. We were just working a lot, and we kind of knew that we had something, and we hired a friend of mine who still works with us, Laura. Laura is really good at crafting stuff, and we slowly started expanding our team over the years and started adding new models. The next big model we did was this guy right here, which is actually on sale right now also. This is the Giant Fox. And I knew that the Herbie was different enough to be a statement. I mean, it's so cool. It's like this huge piece of leather, and especially in something like reverse color 8, you really get a chance to see it. What's up, Chew? And happy Thanksgiving to you. And I hope you're being safe and healthy also. But this one really just makes a statement, and it's so different, especially back then. There's been some people that have copied what we do, which is cool. But there wasn't really nothing like this, 10 years ago. And then I knew that we would need a wallet that was like more relatable. So that's how this guy came about. It's a very traditional style, but we always knew that we had a lot of experience with wallets, and we would talk to friends about wallets, and people would always have their wallets break. And they would break in the same points every time. So you would see it a lot here and here. And you would also see it a lot like on the corners and here. Basically, what we saw was happening was people were thinning down leather and rolling it over the edge. So we call it skiving and turning. So imagine if this leather was a little bit longer and you would thin down just this little strip of leather that hangs out over the edge, and then you turn it around to the inside like this and wrap it around the edge and then stitch it down. If you Google search bifold wallet, it's probably the first thing that's going to show up. And the problem is when you fold that and thin it down, you really, really weaken the leather. And we just knew enough about the material to understand like why the stuff was breaking. So it turns out leather is a system of fibers. It's not just like a flat, like consistent membrane or a consistent fiber structure. There's layers of fibers that all work together in a system. So there's the grain layer, and then there's these more like webbed out, dense, like mess of spaghetti fibers underneath. And when you cut away some of the thickness of that spaghetti underneath, it's kind of like taking away the foundation of your house. And by the way, we just had order 10,000. That's crazy. And that's order 10,000 on our new site, so it's been 5,000 orders a year. It's pretty crazy. But anyways, that's really crazy to think about. So I won't think about it. But when you take away that foundation, you just lose all your strength. 5,000 orders a year. That's a lot. Making a lot of wallets. We're cranking like not everybody's sewing all day, and like it's sort of a big team of people, but we probably make like 30 or 40 wallets a day. And then we have, if somebody buys a key case, that's an order. If somebody buys a tube of Tanner's Blend, that's an order. It's a lot of order. All the coasters, so that was like 150 orders. But anyways, we knew enough about the leather to know how to make it better. So we just decided to not thin down any of those turns. And we just stitched the leather down. And now we have this. So the stuff doesn't break. And the other thing that you'll notice, we don't stitch here. We would always notice that the threads would pop in this sort of spine section where the leather would, or when the stitching would cross the spine. We do it here because it's a little less forceful up here. We have seen them break here though. I always thought about changing this, but I like that aesthetic a lot when you look at it like this. I think that's a cool look. I think it would also be kind of cool to stop right there, but we just haven't changed that. But what's happening on a lot of wallets, you get that skiving and turning, all these corners break and fray, and it's thin down leather just breaks. So don't thin it down if you're a leather crafter, or try not to. But the leather is actually stronger than the stitching. So if you were to flex this a lot and that stitch was to go across the top, you actually cut the stitching because the leather is slowly abrading it. So those are the things that we observed, and we just tried to make a better wallet without putting a bunch of crap on it. So that was the other thing I didn't like, is I've always liked a really clean look. And I've also noticed it seems harder and harder to find a product, like any product, that doesn't just have crap all over it, like little charms and like some annoying detail. Like I just want a clean, nice thing. and it seems to be really hard to find that. And I'm looking at them right now. My 1,000 mile boots. I often talk about my 1,000 mile boots and how much I love like that. It's just a boot. It's not trying to be like a crazy something or other. It happens to be comfortable and made with nice materials. So I think it's basically just doing all the stuff that I like, and it seems like a lot of other people like too. So yeah, and then since we start, the perspective of the 10,000 orders is pretty interesting because Dan and I were talking about the other day. Hey Chris, what's up, man? Might have a picture of Wolverine airbrushed on the side. Yeah, I don't know. Like I remember after that crazy Japanese order, that wholesale order. I remember we were like really happy to get a couple of orders a month, and now it's very consistently like, I guess it's the holidays right now, but you're getting 10s, 20s, 30, 50 orders a day. So it's pretty wild how stuff has progressed. Anyways, Chris, I gotta get you a money clip. And if you guys enjoyed the demo video of how the clip holds stuff in, you can thank Chris Glaze there because he didn't know what a money clip did. Sorry, Chris. But I guess it's not, if you've never seen one before, it's not intuitive that this clip just sort of pops out and then clips down and holds stuff in place. But cheers, guys. What are you guys drinking if you're drinking anything? I know you're all lonely on the night before Thanksgiving because you can't go to see your families and stuff, so I'm sure you're drinking alone. French MC says, congratulations on the amount of orders, Phil. Best company ever. Order from customer service to second to none. You don't see that nowadays. Hey, that's I really appreciate you saying that because Max, I got a story about Sleepy Time Tea. I appreciate you saying that, French MC, because that's the other thing that I try to do. Not only do I make the wallets like I would want them, but I also try to have an interaction and an experience with you guys. For every order, I'll send a thank you video. I try to do things that like other places won't do. Like Amazon's not going to send you a thank you video because I think we've kind of lost touch with real people behind a product. There's 9 other people or 8 other people and me behind this guy. And I think it's easy to just see like a nice photo of this online and not think about what went into it. We make it in the room I'm sitting in right now. I cut it in the basement here, and all the leather comes from 2 blocks away at Horween. So I think we have a really unique situation here where like everything is made from leather to finished good in a 1/4 mile radius. It's like nuts. I don't think that's happening pretty much anywhere. But I lost track of what I was saying. Oh, Sleepy Time Tea, Max. I get stressed out and like can't sleep, mostly because I'm like thinking about work. So I've found some ways to combat that to get me a little more sleepy. I buy the Sleepy Time Tea Extra, and some nights I'll do like 2 of those, and even then it doesn't work. It's probably because I'm drinking like a pot and a half of coffee every day. And just not chilling out enough. The other thing that's been helpful, and maybe you want this advice or take it or leave it, but just like really crazy workouts, like I'll ride. I don't really like lifting weights. I used to do it a bit. I just don't think it's very fun. I like running and biking, so I got a Peloton a few months ago, and I'll do the hardest Peloton workout I can find and go until my legs won't work. I'll bike until the point of failure, and then I sleep pretty well. So that if you need a sleeping tip, just work out too hard. And I can't get my chat here. Zombie Dust, Floyd. I love Zombie Dust. Floyd, are you local to Chicago area? Check out Treehouse Brewing. They make amazing beers. Where's Treehouse Brewing at? Roger, thank you for your comment on the customer service. I should also mention my brother Matt is really, really good at being in touch with emails and stuff. He does most of those emails. PRP2, great look, Phil. Just snagged a Kia. Oh, you got the. Okay, this is your wallet then, because this is the only one. This is the Kia with reverse, and we were just admiring this one perhaps before you got here. You got a sweet wallet. I think this was, if not my favorite, top three. I think I like this was my second. I like the Western a lot. I think this was my favorite. I think this was my second favorite. So you got my second favorite. I'm really glad you did. It's awesome. And we don't get very much Kia shell ever. So you got something that you won't be able to find again. Grapefruit flavored sparkling water. That must be the pamplemousse. I'm very familiar with that. Guillermo, some of the best customer service. Thanks, Guillermo. I appreciate that. Max says, I hear that. Ran 3 miles in 35-degree weather. Yeah, man. That's how you stay tired. Hey, Liz. It's good to see you. Liz says, look into David's Tea, the Big Chill. That one knocks me right out. All right. I need the help. I really do. Western Massachusetts. Is MA Massachusetts? Or is that Maine? It's got to be. Nobody lives in Maine. Cincinnati area. Okay, Treehouse in Massachusetts. We don't get that stuff over here. I'll take a look for it. We've got some nice like beer stores here that sometimes get crazy stuff. Doing any shinkies anytime soon? Kevin, if you're referring to Shinky Shell Cordovan, I'm not going to do that. And that's not because I hate it. It's different than the Horween stuff. I like the Horween stuff better. And I also like, for some reason, and take this for what it's worth, it's just like I have such a relationship and a history with the Horween stuff that I just can't let it go. So it'd be hard for me to do another shell, especially. I would do some other tanneries if they were making things that I thought Horween couldn't do. Like, I don't think right now, so if Skip and Nick are watching this, they'll be mad at me for saying this, but I don't think Horween does like a really nice, like traditional veg. And I've always been trying to push them to do just like a straight veg, like that natural taupe color that's like firm and almost like a outsole leather. Like, I think that would be really cool if they did that. Wicket and Craig make some cool veg. I actually have a bundle of Wicket here that we were going to make into some belts, but I haven't done that yet. But I've had all the other shells in my possession before, and in fact I did a video. If you want to check out YouTube, I did a video called Leather Appreciation 101, and I compared all the different shells from around the world. It's a video, you can't really see it and smell it and feel it, but they're, in my opinion, the Horween stuff is just obviously better, like in every way. And I think the biggest difference is the feel. The Horween stuff is just like really rich and supple. Like, it has this really interesting combo of characteristics where it's like firm and soft at the same time, and it's really rich and full of waxes and oils. It's just so much better, and the look is more natural. It's pretty great. So CBD. All right, Jason, you remind me, I was doing the CBD stuff. I was doing the we actually had a customer guy here, some entrepreneur guy, was buying some stuff for me, and one of his businesses was like a CBD place, and he gave me some drops, and they worked really well. I had some CBD pills that I didn't think worked as well. I thought the drops worked better, but I've never really had like a good experience with THC. It just like shuts me down. It makes me quiet and anxious, and I just think everybody hates me. But I would only do it to sleep anyways, I guess. But I don't really like the way the THC makes me feel. So when I went to buy the CBD, I asked them for like the lightest baby mode of CBD possible, and they gave me that, and it's just like I didn't really feel it, and I didn't really notice a huge difference. And then this guy came in and gave me some more intense stuff, And the thing I observed, which I don't know if it's the way it's supposed to be, but I noticed that I would sleep the same amount, which was like 6 hours, and I noticed I was just better rested on like a little higher dose CBD, and I'm out, so I need to get some more of that. That's a good call, actually. It's a really good call because I've been thinking about it. There's CBD stores all around me. I just need to walk over there. Guillermo purchased the tumbled number 8 money clip, and we were looking at that too. They're awesome. I have it right here. And we were talking about this, 30 minutes ago. The video here that you're seeing right now does not do this justice at all. It doesn't look that hazy in person. It looks really hazy on camera. It's just like deep, and it's sort of mystifying because I think what you're seeing is the nap is sort of like suede on these tumbled shells. You're seeing like the directionality of the tumbled shell, and you're seeing more of those like hazy, like sort of nappy parts pop out as opposed to like what it really looks like. And in person, it's just like dark and full, and it looks cloudy and hazy here. And here's the other one. One of these is yours. It's pretty sweet. You look at the inside. I always have them upside down. The thing about the fuzziness, and there's only been a few wallets made in the tumbled stuff, but the way that these wear in is crazy. It gets really bright and shiny. The couple that I've seen. So look forward to this one developing an awesome patina. And also thank you so much for picking this up and supporting us. It means a lot to me and my team here. Let's see what else you guys are saying. And I should probably try to wrap it up. Yeah, Liz, I hope you're doing well at your new gig. And we're still expecting to see you in Chicago. Kevin says, and I think you were talking about Shinky. Kevin says it's about experience, something different. You already own a Horween Tony the Ant. A lot of hipster brands use natural veg. Yeah, the natural veg is very dramatic for patina. It's kind of like the raw shell that I like, how dark and golden it gets. I like that though. I don't think there's anything wrong with like a natural veg. Kevin says, doing a blue or green Western anytime soon. I want to get something else than brown since I already own a Tony the Ant. Oh, I'm glad that you said that. And I think I might have some blue Western. I'm not sure. But after I posted, I sent out a newsletter and I sent out the main YouTube video announcing all the wallets. After I sent that, my brother said, "Hey, you forgot to include a few things." So we added some stuff after the fact. So this is cigar shell cordovan. It's actually one of the reasons I wanted to come on camera was to show you these two. A lot of people like the cigar shell. It's a tough color to get. It's very much like a neutral brown as opposed to something like the Color 8, which is more like a reddish, purpley, burgundy brown. So this is a rare color. People have been asking for us to make a lot of stuff out of whiskey shell, so we made 10 of these. These are up there. It's not exactly what you're looking for, but I think this one is probably closer to what you were looking for. This is up on site too, but this is the new denim blue shell cordovan here, and this is reverse denim blue. It's kind of like the intense blue, but much lighter. So you can probably see it even in this lower quality video. It's more like aqua blue and awesome. And we made some with these reverse pieces on the outside that are awesome. So we made 5 of these. And then, if you really want something, a brighter color Western shell, I can do it for you. We can do pretty much anything you want. The factors would be is whether or not I have the leather. So if you want to send me an email, I'll go look at my stock and I'll get back to you and send you a photo of what I have. So my email address is phil, Phil, at ashlandleather.com. Send me an email with like your absolute perfect thing that you want, and then say I'd also consider something a little bit more green or whatever, and then I'll go look and see through my collection of what I have, and I'll send you a photo and we can have it made to order. It's more expensive, especially because these are currently on sale right now for like a pretty crazy launch deal. And we charge a 10% custom fee. So if it's a $200 wallet, we charge you $20 to pick out the leather to exactly what you want. You can change things like the thread color and stuff like that. Jason says Horween shell has an earthier color depth, shinky a bit more plasticky. Honestly, Jason, the shinky's not. There's some worse stuff. The shinky's not. It's not bad. It's not as rich and deep of a color, but I think the biggest thing is the feel. It like feels a little bit more boardy and firm. There's also a tannery called Miriam that makes a pretty nice shell. I thought theirs had a better feel, but it also looked a little less aniline. It looked a little bit more finishy. Is it too big to carry in the front pocket? No, in fact. So I've got a phone. See if I can. I never wear it in my front pocket, but it's fine. You totally put the Capone in your front pocket. Kevin says, I'm curious how denim blue would patina. It's going to get darker and brighter and shinier. The color tends to get like deeper as well. So you see like a darker surface like patina color, and then you see that original like aqua color underneath. And it kind of has a nice depth to it, but it will get darker for sure. Floyd says, hey Phil, would a Western Chrome Excel belt ever be available? I think a few months ago we did a black Western Chrome Excel belt and it was awesome. We only had a little bit, but that's totally possible. The problem with that is like I can probably get 20 belts out of one side of leather, so it's a little challenging because we'll get different sizes and stuff. So basically I'm throwing down the material cost for 20 belts to make one. I can do it, but I'm a little reluctant to do that. It's the size stuff is really challenging, and it makes me feel bad for shoemakers. Like it must be so difficult to stock all the different sizes and widths and colors and styles. That must be a nightmare. Again, I struggle with it on belts. We struggle with it on watch straps. I can do it for you, but I'm a little reluctant to promise it. And I don't have any of that leather right now, so it might be a while either way. Cool. PRP2 says the denim was the one I was going to pick up before choosing Kia instead. Also loving my raw denim reverse bugs from a couple months ago. Awesome, man. I'd be really curious to see how the raw denim is wearing in. I bet it's gotten really bright, or like much brighter. That raw stuff, the way it ages is incredible. Liz says, new gig has been treating me really well. We're hoping to make Chicago for the 2021 marathon. Oh, nice. Man, I would love some beer from back east. Is that what they call it? That'd be great. So, what time is it? 8:43. It's been a long day. We launched a new product. I'm really happy with these Capones. It's been a lot of work, and we're hustled to get it to this point. And everybody that's picked one up today, that's ordered one today, we'll be shipping it this week for sure. We'll be shipping it Friday. We got a team coming in Friday. We've got a team coming in Saturday because we have some additional sales starting tomorrow. I'm just trying to give back. Like, I mean, yeah, we're gonna make some money, but we're not gonna make as much money because everything's on sale. But it's been a pretty tough year, and I think this is a good way to experience something good for yourself. Get a nice piece of leather to experience. So right now, what's on sale? We got 20% off on the new Capones, which I highly recommend. I also highly recommend this whiskey shell fox that I showed you. And then there's a super like a big discount on this guy, which is a natural chrome excel fox, which I don't think gets enough love. You guys come here for the shell, but the chrome excel in Dublin are also very, very nice. This one I think is like 30% off right now, which is pretty great. And then tonight at midnight, which is in about 4 hours ish, three hours and 15 minutes, we're doing a site-wide sale. So we'll have a lot of stuff to ship, but everybody that has ordered a money clip, especially if you got one of the private stock ones, those are already finished. So I can box those up and send them to you. But everybody else, we should be able to send yours out by Friday. We've got people coming in to ship stuff. And we're going to be social distancing and wearing masks and keeping healthy. Hope you do the same. But do you guys have any more questions before I go to hang out with my wife before she falls asleep? My wife works at a hospital and she has to do these 12-hour shifts, so she probably just got home, which is why I'm not in trouble right now. But anyways, happy Thanksgiving, Chris. I'll probably talk to you later tonight, maybe, if you're hanging out. And Floyd, happy Thanksgiving. Liz, happy Thanksgiving. Kevin, PRP, EPC, Jason, Max, Kevin, Floyd, Kevin, Jason. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. If you need me, you can hit me an email, phil@ashlandleather.com. Pretty much always answering emails. So happy Thanksgiving, guys.